Resale or new construction? Here are 7 things you need to know before you decide, because the traditional assumption about which one costs more just flipped. And most buyers have no idea. If this is your first time on the channel, hey, I'm Daniel Morabel, realtor/broker with eXp Realty here in Charlotte, North Carolina. I service both North Carolina and South Carolina. This is a debate that comes up with almost every single client I work with, whether they realize they're having it or not. Before we get into it, if this kind of content is useful to you, whether you're catching this on your phone or your TV tonight or your computer on a break, do me a favor and hit that like button. And honestly, it helps the channel reach more people who are trying to figure out the exact same thing you are. One more thing before we start, if you're actively weighing resale against new construction right now, don't wait until the end of the video to grab the link below. Throw a time on my calendar and let's talk through what actually makes sense for you. So no more talking, let's get into it. So number 1, and this is the one that surprises me too when I get into digging into the current numbers. According to the National Association of Home Builders, using Census Data Bureau and NAR data, the median price of a new single-family home in Q1 of 2026 was about $403,000 compared to $404,000, almost $405,000 for an existing home. That's the 4th consecutive quarter existing homes have priced higher than new construction, a direct reversal on the historical norm, when new homes carried an average premium of around $66,000 over resale value between the year 2010 and 2019. Here's why this happened. Builders are sitting on 8.5 months of inventory right now, more than double the resale market's 4.4 months. And the NAHB reports 32% of the builders cut prices in May of 2026 alone, and an average price cut of 6%. And 61% of them are offering some kind of incentive just to move that inventory. Worth knowing that too, this isn't uniform everywhere. Regional gaps are still real, especially in urban infill areas where new construction land is scarce and expensive. So this national reversal doesn't automatically apply to every single neighborhood you're considering. It applies mostly in growing suburban corridors, which happens to describe a lot of the towns I cover regularly in this channel. Here in the Charlotte region specifically, this pattern shows up consistently. Established closed-in neighborhoods still command a real premium, while new construction out in the growth corridors, places like Concord, Indian Trail, and even further out, is often pricing at or below what is comparable resale home costs closer to the city. That gap is exactly where a lot of the value is hiding right now. So what does that mean for you? The old assumption is that new construction automatically costs more than resale. Simply isn't reliable anymore. Now, you need to compare actual numbers, not old assumptions, every single time, and you need to compare them to the specific area you're actually considering, not just a national average. All right, so number 2, and this is where new construction can pull ahead even further. Builders are often having their own in-house or preferred lenders, and they'll frequently buy your interest rate down below what you'd get on a comparable resale purchase, sometimes by a full percentage point or more, because it's cheaper for them as a builder to subsidize your rate than to cut the sticker price of the new home. On a typical loan, a rate that's even half a point lower can mean hundreds of dollars a month in savings, which adds up to tens of thousands of dollars over the life of the loan, especially a 30-year loan. Now, resale sellers can offer concessions too, sometimes covering costs like closing costs or a temporary rate buy down of their own, but they're rarely as aggressive as or structured as what builders' in-house financing arm can offer. Since builders are motivated to move inventory, not just get top dollar on one single sale. Here's a practical step most buyers skip. Always run the math on both the builder's incentive package against a comparable resale package using your own lender's rate. So let's say your resale home is priced at $20,000 lower than the comparable new construction home, but the resale purchase comes in with a market rate mortgage, while the new construction comes with a rate buy down of a full percentage point. On a $400,000 loan, That 1 percentage point difference can be worth around $250 to up to $300 a month, which adds up to more than that $20,000 price gap within the first 6 or 7 years alone. The lower sticker price isn't automatically the better deal. All right, so number 3, price aside, new construction comes with real structural advantages that resale simply can't replicate. Every major system in the home is brand new, of course. Things like roof, HVAC, water heater, electrical, plumbing, which means none of the surprises of repair costs that come with a 20 or 30-year-old resale home. You're also getting a builder warranty, typically structured as 1 year on workmanship, 2 years on major systems, and 10 years on the structure itself. A level of protection resale homes almost never come with unless you separately purchase a home warranty. So what does that mean for you? With new construction, you're not just buying a house, you're buying predictability, knowing exactly what condition every major system is in the day you move in, instead of guessing how many years are left on a roof or on an HVAC system that the seller's disclosure describes as functional. All right, so number 4, and it's only fair to give resale its own moment here. Established neighborhoods come with mature trees, proven home values, and a track record you simply can't get with a brand new home or a brand new subdivision. Resale homes are also almost always closer to the center of a city or metro, since most new construction gets built out wherever land is available, on mostly the outer edges where it's cheaper also to develop. And resale gives you something new construction can't character: older architecture, established landscaping, a sense of place that takes decades to build, not something a builder can hand you on day one. There's also an inspection advantage worth mentioning. While resale, you get a full home inspection before you're locked into the purchase, giving you a real documented insight into the home's actual condition. With a new construction home, you're largely trusting the builder's own quality control until you do your own walkthrough inspections, which is exactly why I always recommend an independent third-party inspection, even on a brand new home, not just the builder's final walkthrough. So, quick pause halfway through this video. If you're weighing these two options for your own move, you don't need to wait until the end. The link is right below, so grab time on my calendar and let's run your actual numbers together. All right, so let's keep going. Number 5, resale, when everything goes smoothly, can close in as little as 30 days. New construction takes longer, often several months, from contract to closing, if the home, of course, isn't already built or move-in ready. And that timeline can stretch further with things like weather delays, material shortages that we saw during COVID, or labor issues along the way. If you're buying something that's already built and sitting in standing inventory, that time shrinks dramatically, often down to 30 to 45 days, similar to resale. But if you're buying something that hasn't broken ground yet, you could be looking at around 6 months or more. And builders are notoriously optimistic with their initial completion estimate from prior experience. So what does that mean for you? If you need to be in a home by a specific date, a job start date, a school year, a lease ending, resale generally gives you more control over your timeline. So number 6, resale sellers are individuals, often emotionally attached to their home, and negotiations can go either way depending on how motivated they are to sell. Builders negotiate differently. They're running a business, of course, not selling their family home, which means their incentives, the rate, the buy downs, the included upgrades, and the price cuts tend to be more predictable and more available if you simply ask. Especially on standing inventory, a builder is trying to move that before the end of the sales quarter. Trust me, they're very motivated. So, what does that mean for you? With resale, your leverage depends heavily on the specific seller's situation. How motivated they are, how long they've been on the market for, whether they've already bought their next home. With new construction, your leverage often depends on the builder's timeline, how close they are to quarter end, and how much unsold inventory they're actually sitting on. Ask a builder directly how many homes they need to close before the end of the quarter. Some will actually tell you, and that number tells you exactly how much leverage you actually have. And number 7, and this is the one that buyers ask me most about. Historically, resale homes in established neighborhoods have shown more predictable appreciation, since the neighborhood's track record is already proven. New construction communities can appreciate strongly too, especially early buyers in a growing area. But you're taking on more uncertainty about how the surrounding development finishes out, what additional phases get built in, and whether the neighborhood matures the way the builder's marketing materials promised. So of course, what does that mean for you? Neither option guarantees better appreciation. It depends entirely on the specific location, not on whether the home is new or resale. All right, so let's break down both options directly, starting with resale. All right, the pros. Established neighborhoods with proven values, closer proximity to city centers, character and architecture you can't replicate with new, faster closing timelines, more seller concessions being offered than we've seen in years. Now, the cons. Aging systems, things like roof, HVAC, plumbing, that could mean real repair costs down the road. Little to no warranty protection beyond what you separately purchase, and you're often competing with other buyers for the specific move-in ready homes that need the least work, while homes needing real updates can sit and require a much more careful inspection process. My personal take. I show resale to clients who prioritize location and character over certainty of a brand new system. And honestly, in today's market, the concession environment on resale has improved for buyers, at least in this area. It's not the seller's market it was a couple years ago, and that alone changes the calculus for a lot of people who wrote resale off during the more competitive years of this market, especially during COVID. Now, new construction. The pros. Brand new systems with real builder warranty behind them, financing incentives that can meaningfully lower your rate, the ability to customize finishes depending on how early you buy in, and as of right now, pricing that actually is competitive with or even below resale in a lot of markets. Now, of course, the cons. Longer and less predictable timelines, less established neighborhoods where you're betting on how the area develops, often further from the center of the metro, and less character, at least until the neighborhood has time to mature. My personal take, given where pricing and incentives actually sit right now, new construction is worth a serious look for buyers who used to assume it was automatically the pricier option. That assumption just isn't reliable anymore. And a lot of buyers are missing real value because they haven't updated that assumption yet. I've had more than one client walk in assuming they couldn't afford a new construction, only to find out the incentive package made it cheaper than the resale home they've been falling in love with. So here's what to do next. The link is right below this video. Grab a spot on my calendar and let's figure out which one actually makes sense for you in your situation. And if you don't have a lender yet, I can connect you with one I trust free of charge. If you're curious about new construction, and you might have heard this on my previous videos, definitely reach out to me, because even with new construction, it's always better to walk in with your own agent, because the agent that's working in the model home is not going to be working for you or your best interest. They are strictly working for their bosses, aka the builder. So we, as your agents, or me, can help you with getting better upgrades for cheaper pricing, a better price, and definitely shop around rates for you and help you understand it all in one package. And like always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.